Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss a new English bourbon. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Lori Mangum, Katie Joyce, and Ryan Thompson.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello. I feel like McNew should have said, like, English bourbon? Like with the pitch of the voice, right?
Upward inflection? At the end of the sentence?
Bourbon?
Oh, I thought you were trying to do a British accent, and I was like, no.
No, that was... Oh, I've got a good British accent. I got that down. Yeah, what
Do it right now.
A couple of years ago, we did something about Australia, and it was in my Facebook memories. And I posted, I was like, if you ever want to hear me do a bad Australian accent, there is some show from years ago where I attempted one.
Update it for us. Give us an Australian accent.
No, I can't. I know it was bad the first time, so I just deleted that memory. And I was like,
if Steve does his British, will you do your Australian?
Oh, I've got several different, depending on what part of the country you're from. My favorite one, though, was a line that I heard. Well, we used to have, because I was in charge of sales, we would do international too. And one time, she was one of our favorite people. She came over for several of the classes. Kirsty, my friend Kirsty from England, and a guy said something offensive, and she had this great, British accent. And she says, "Is that the sort of thing that you say to a woman?"
That's pretty good, Steve. That's pretty good.
I loved it. That's just such a great line. That was one of my favorite sayings. So yeah,
it's a pretty good accent you got there.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. I got the guy who thinks he's he's more educated than everyone else. That English guy. I've got a lot of different English accents, but I don't know. We'll save some of those for later shows. Maybe when Nicole brings back her Australian accent.
Yeah, I don't even know why that was a thing, but I was like, I know that was terrible.
I do think I remember that now, but that's a long time ago. So yeah.
Yeah, very long ago.
All right, Katie, what do you got for us today?
Yes. So some friends of mine were discussing.
We're your friends.
Yes. Yeah. So you all were discussing. You didn't
were
remember this.
Right.
But you all earlier today were discussing zombie movies.
Okay.
And you brought up Zombieland, which I am not a scary movie person at all. I have way too strong of a creative imagination. And so I cannot handle stress in movies in the least bit. So Zombieland, though, is a zombie movie I can handle.
Right.
So Zombieland made me think, how long do you think you could last in a zombie apocalypse?
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I'm framing this in a Zombieland style zombie apocalypse. So we're not thinking scary zombie apocalypse. We're thinking
because we don't want scary. It's too intense for Katie.
Yes,
so.
I can't think too intense here, or I will scare myself.
Is Zombieland a comedy?
It is.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Bill Murray makes an
You really
appearance.
should watch it.
Very
It's
good.
fantastic.
It's good.
Yeah, you should watch that one. That's great. So
Yeah, and I love scary movies. I'm not into the zombie genre of scary movies, but that one is fantastic. I love Zombieland.
It has Woody Harrelson. Oh gosh, it's so
Yeah,
good.
so
Yeah,
good.
and
Emma
he's
Stone.
great.
Oh, Emma Stone's like my favorite person
love her.
ever. Oh,
okay.
as Bill Murray.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Go on.
McNew,
There's
how
a
long would you
second one
last?
too. There's a second one that came out in 2019.
So Steve and I have discussed this before. I do not want to live. I don't want to be part of a zombie
Interesting.
apocalypse. If I cannot have my modern conveniences, I don't want to feel like some fucking pioneer starting over. Just kill me, sacrifice me if you need to, move on. I do not want to be involved in this. I don't.
So, question though, do you want to become a zombie? Or are you going to try to kill yourself in a way that you don't become a zombie?
Dead. I don't want to be losing things out of wounds. Just fucking kill me. Make sure I'm dead. I don't want to be involved in this in any format.
There's the first F-bomb of the night.
Okay. McNew, when you say kill me, do you want the shot through the head so you don't come back as the undead, or are you okay coming back as a zombie?
I don't want to be a zombie. I feel like they're gross and dirty. Like if I came back,
Well, they're definitely
Yes.
Yeah.
She will personally come after you if she's a zombie because she'll be
a sexy
pissed.
witch or a sexy vampire. I don't want to be a zombie. There's nothing cute about a zombie. I don't want that life for me. Afterlife for me.
Okay. Okay.
I think too much about this. I'm like, zombies, absolutely not. If it were a vampire movie, I'd be cool with being a vampire. I don't want to be a zombie.
Yeah, same.
A vampire.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Vampire.
Okay.
It's kind of gross though. Blood and
No, I mean, I don't think you think about it as blood. I think like, oh, this is probably like red wine. You can just trick yourself. You don't have to think about it as blood.
Yeah, who would you attack? Or so what would be your profile of so McNew is now a vampire. You have to feed on people. Are you going for like the homeless? Are you going for like male models?
No.
You're looking for like good-looking guys? What are you doing?
Probably. So if I'm dead, I'm no longer married. I'm definitely going to go after good-looking guys.
Good guys, okay.
Like, because I think
dead, I'm not married.
part of the fun of being a vampire.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as a vampire, you're not dead, but you're part of the undead, which is a weird. You're somewhere. It's a gray area, so you'll have to work that out.
Vampires can still dress nicely and be sexy. Like I want to definitely just like sit at a bar, reel people in, and then eat them.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a daylight ring.
Yeah. See.
But also, you're alive for eternity, so don't you want to have some good conversation?
Yeah, I want to definitely attack interesting, attractive people. I want them to have good stories.
Good stories, okay.
They can entertain me until I get bored, and then I will drain them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot what the original question was, but Lori, could you answer it? And I'll see if I can remember.
Oh, how long you would last in a zombie
apocalypse.
Lori, how long would you last with zombies? Yeah.
I think I also am not super interested in being part of a long-term plot line in the zombie world. I think that I could do okay because I grew up on a farm and I was a Girl Scout. So yeah, I think I would like to have a brief stint as a supporting character.
Okay.
And then choose how I want to go.
Yeah.
Unless I could become like a Santa Clarita Diet sort of Drew Barrymore zombie, in which case I might want to stay longer.
That was a cute zombie. She still had a nice house and modern conveniences. I can get on board with the Santa Clarita Diet. That one's fun.
She was a realtor.
Yeah, she was doing fine. I can get on board with that.
For me, I don't feel like I'm physically fit enough to make it very long. I'd have a little bit of fun, like Laura. I'd just be a minor character. I'd enjoy a little bit of target practice. It'd be kind of fun, shooting the zombies and stuff like that. Live target practice. But then, as you had to start running and stuff, I'd have to tap out at that point and just accept my fate.
You could just lock down at the ABV Barrel Shop, and when you hit the last drink, the last bottle, that's it. He's done.
I'd have plenty to drink. Yeah. All right. Ryan, how about you? Zombie apocalypse?
I think I'd be pretty good at eluding
I don't think
zombies
so.
for a while.
No. Ryan would be gone. Ryan would be dead before me.
But then once I was done eluding them, and I couldn't shake them anymore, then I've got some friends with some pretty big arsenals, collections, guns, and a bunch of ammo and stuff, and I think that would hold them off for a little bit longer. And then if they got too close, I would probably just offer them a bottle of whiskey and try to become friends with them and see if that worked.
That's a great idea.
And
That's
have
not
a
bad.
few.
It's not bad.
And
Yeah,
then,
can
try
you
to-
get zombies drunk? Is that a possibility?
No, they don't
Like,
drink.
Try.
I don't.
They don't drink.
I
They're
feel
not
like
allowed
that's wasting whiskey because they're already idiots. Like they're not gonna.
We just
like,
give the vodka to the zombies?
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah, they
there
get the
you
vodka.
go.
Well,
Fair enough. Yeah. So
Katie, you asked the question. How long are you going to make it in the zombie apocalypse?
So I have a pretty good firearms collection. So I feel like that works to my advantage.
Yeah.
And so before my divorce, I had military trucks in my possession. So that would have helped.
Well, that's
so
gone though. Now you
now
can't count
that's
that.
to my disadvantage. So I would have
Right.
to travel 10 minutes down the road. Hopefully my ex-husband would let me in to share the military trucks. I guess that's a factor, I guess, at this point. We'll see.
If not, you have an arsenal.
Right. If not, I guess we'll see again, back to the firearm usage here. Just kidding. So maybe not. It's zombies. Laws are off the table at this point.
Laws are gone.
And so the part of I'm ignoring the part of I don't want to survive in a zombie world or not at this point, because then I get to like, are my animals there or not? And then I'm like, nope, not gonna think about that. I'm just getting to the point of like, nope, gonna go out there and be Billy Badass and go kick all the zombie ass. That's where I'm only thinking about this and approaching it. But then we get to the cardio aspect of this, of having to actually like outrun zombies, and that's my pitfall.
So it's a
That's
lot of
my
work.
problem too.
It is a
Yeah.
That's
lot of
where
work.
that's where I
Video.
lose.
The
That's
cardio.
where I fail in the zombie
That's where they
world.
get you. That's where the zombies win. Yeah. They're not fast themselves, but they're diligent. They keep
They
always
have-
pressing forward.
They're not
Yeah.
sprinters. They're cross country runners. Like they can go.
Uh,
They're,
Yeah.
No.
They just keep going. They just
they
keep
have a
going.
lot of stamina.
They never stop. No.
And that's where I die.
No.
Yeah,
All right,
like,
well, there
I
you
don't
go.
even want to deal with it. Like, I just, no, thank you. Like, this world seems like there's not nice things left. Just let them have me. I'm
That's I
done.
just make sure I've chosen my favorite whiskeys and I'm drunk and I don't give a fuck at that point, and then we're good.
It's
There you go.
exactly
There you
it.
go. All right. Well, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with, let's see, Ryan. I don't think I'll start with Ryan. Ryan,
All
I'll start
right.
with you this time.
I'm not even sure where I got this bottle, but it's a little resilient.
Brilliant.
Bottled and Bond.
Bottle of Bond Resilient.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty bottle. I like that.
Never heard of it.
Pretty.
That's cool, isn't it? Right.
Never heard of it though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a MGP juice, but let's see what we got here.
Okay.
Nothing.
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 A bit.
There's
All
a little bit
right.
of something.
Yeah. All right. Lori, you're next.
All right, let's see. I've got a single barrel Dickel.
Okay. That was good. That was good.
You
Slushy.
did the reverse hand pull again. That's
The
your
re-
key.
That's her strength. The reverse
Yeah.
hand pull. Yeah. Well, when she does that, it's explosive. All right, Katie, you're next.
I've got Jefferson's Ocean Age Voyage 25.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay. Not enough. Lori's still got the lead.
Nice though.
McNew, what do you got?
I have some 1792 bottled in bond. It's a Big John pick.
Big
Mm.
John. No, nothing there. Nothing there. Lori's got the lead. I'm going to try to come at her with a little bit different approach. I've got some 10th
Hey-o.
Mountain Brandy here.
Oh.
10th Mountain.
Okay.
Hey-o.
All right. See what we got here. That was decent, but not
That was
enough. Not
good.
enough. Lori got it. Lori got it.
Here's Lori.
So,
Back
Since
to
you
you.
are
Cheers.
calling out the 10th
Cheers.
Mountain Brandy, I got to say we came in 4th place for USA Today's best brandy in the country.
Hey,
Wow.
Well done.
that's pretty
Hey.
impressive, buddy. Yeah.
Just happened this
Cheers to
morning. so-
Ryan.
Cheers to Ryan, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Ding.
All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about this new English bourbon and what we think about that. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely family distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Jim Fosnot. I'm your bourbon buddy, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are talking about English bourbon and what we think.
Yes, we are. So this is a product, and of course, being the fact that it is called bourbon, they don't have that on the label. It's just they're calling it kind of like a nickname, like the English bourbon. But it's got an interesting story, and it kind of pushes the rules a little bit here. So let me run through this with you. It's called Never Say Die Bourbon. Of course, that's from James Bond, so makes it English right there. It was distilled by Wilderness Trail, so that you're meeting one of the rules of bourbon right there. It has to be made in the U.S. It is aged for 6 weeks in the journey across the Atlantic. So they age it on the ocean, kind of like Jefferson's Ocean, like Katie's drinking there. And so it is aged on the ocean. Then the rest of the aging, they do age it further than that. So it's not just aged 6 months. It's aged further than that. And I don't know how long it is aged because they don't say. But at White Peak Distillery in Derbyshire, England, and it is a high rye bourbon. It is cask strength. Now these are single barrels, so they've ranged from 112 to 122 proof, and it cost about $90, which doesn't sound bad based on the fact it's had to travel all the way across the world. And yes, but so England, are saying this is the world's first English bourbon, and it's kind of a weird gray area because it was distilled in the U.S. I guess it could be called bourbon. I mean, Katie's saying no.
So
what does it have to? What it meets a lot of the what rules are breaking? So
for those listening, so Steve set out what he just ran through. He set out for us on our show notes as the facts 1 through 7.
Yeah, and
I felt like this was like a school exam of like which of these facts makes this whiskey not a bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
No.
1 through 7. Which of these numbers? And so I want to be like $90. That's what makes it not a bourbon. Nope. No, sorry, that's not the answer. So like going through these. I believe the rest of the aging in a country that is not the United States might be our issue here to discuss.
For me, it's less that, because technically, it is bourbon, but it's not English bourbon. It's bourbon imported to England.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Like, it just bugs me. The English bourbon thing bugs me. I'm like, no, this is ours. Quit.
But
Yeah,
they
because I don't
continued-
think the aging matters, because there was a Heaven Hill project that I had one of them where it was created at Heaven Hill, then aged in Scotland, I think, and it was still a bourbon. They just shipped it back to us after it aged.
Oh
They
yeah, I
didn't
remember
say
when you had that.
Scottish bourbon.
Yeah, it was a Christmas. Chris got it for me for Christmas a couple years ago, and
Yeah,
it was
it's-
still a bourbon. I have the bottle somewhere. I'll go find it. But
Yeah,
So-
I think the only faux pas is that it can't be an English bourbon because there's no such thing.
yeah,
By
I think
rule,
it's
there's
the
no such thing.
wording. You can't call it an English bourbon. That doesn't exist.
But it could still be called
Mhm.
bourbon,
Good.
right?
Call it English
Yeah.
style bourbon if
English
you wanted,
style,
maybe.
Okay.
English style
Sold
bourbon.
in.
Yeah.
Kind of. So I think Kings County ran into this issue. They had, what was it? Irish whiskey. They tried to call something Irish, but instead they had to change it to Irish style for something. But anyways, because one of the requirements for bourbon is that it's made in the USA. It's made in America is a requirement. So by definition, you cannot have English bourbon because
Right.
it has to be made in America to be a bourbon.
Exactly. So I have a friend, Feinbrenner's Distillery in Germany. They make an American style, which would literally be a bourbon if they were on American soil instead of in Germany.
Right.
There you go.
Yes. So you could have, that's.
To me, it
Yeah,
seems like
it's
a
all
hell of a lot of
wording,
work to
it's
try to
semantics,
differentiate
but, yeah.
themselves.
Yep.
And I'm interested to taste it to see if there's any uniqueness to being aged over there in England.
Right.
In the end, it's Wilderness Trail, which is going to be a great product.
Sure.
Right.
And that's,
Yeah, it's
I'm
great.
very, very interested. I would love to try this product, especially because it went on the ocean. And I'm very excited because Ocean Aged is like my favorite bourbon. And I love Jefferson's Ocean Aged. And as soon
Yeah.
as I heard it went on the ocean,
Oh.
my brain just went blank. And I was like, oh, I want to try it. But
I think that's interesting too, Ryan, because English weather is so different than ours. Like they're not, their seasons are just, I don't know what their seasons are like, but I feel like they're just all soggy. And you're not going to have like a lot of great, like,
It's going to be very
Yeah.
soggy. It's a
Yeah.
soggy bourbon.
like,
is what
does it
is.
get hot there at all? Like, what are the,
they had
No.
a heat wave
Some in the
this summer.
summer, but not extreme.
Another one.
Steve,
It
I
just-
think you just
it's
coined
fucking
the
very wet.
soggy batch bourbon, huh?
It's a
Soggy
soggy
batch
batch. Yeah.
we should tell them instead of English bourbon, they need to call it soggy batch bourbon.
Soggy
They
batch.
should
Yeah.
give their suggestion.
It's a hot
Yeah,
new
that'd be okay.
bourbon. Get it?
Where in England is Derbyshire? Anyone know?
No.
No.
Let's
Look that up
Google
real
it.
quick.
I'm not great at geography.
I mean,
and I'm
England's
just
not that
trying-
big, does it?
Oh, this is true. This is true. Yeah, it's interesting enough. I mean, yeah, I think we'd
but
all
does
want to try it.
Does this piss off the Irishmen and the Scots because they're like, oh, we have Irish whiskey, it's better. We have Scotch, it's better. Are they getting pissed off about this?
No. I don't
No?
think
Then also,
they're fine. I'm speaking for both countries now. They're
Probably
fine. Yeah. What were we going to say,
But-
Katie?
America has ties. I mean, we have more ties to England than some of the other countries, right?
Sure.
So, like, then is it the fact that they're trying to do an England bourbon? Is that better or worse from some of our historical? I almost just said historical history. You can tell
Right.
this is the fourth show. The fact that I was like, our
Yeah.
historical history.
Historical history.
I just went to of the night.
Oh,
Katie Joyce, JD.
Oh boy. Yeah.
we can give them a sympathy card. They just lost their queen. We can let them have bourbon.
What?
No.
Bourbon right now.
No.
Like,
What the?
how many people about her?
We're gonna give them. We'll just give them bourbon. Here you go. That's
Sorry
it's
sorry
yours.
about your loss. Have some bourbon.
We're sorry about your
Saturday
loss.
Morning. You can have bourbon. I'm
You
not
can have
so
bourbon.
sorry. No.
Yeah.
Here is the geography lesson.
Okay.
It is about 3 hours northwest of London, pretty
Okay.
much smack dab in the middle
Okay.
of
It's
the
in the
UK.
Okay. Middle of the UK. They're pumping out
Speaking
bourbon.
of the Queen, though, did you see on their website about their name of Never Say Die?
No.
Did you read
I
that
did
little
think
factoid?
that was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was
that
about
cool.
the Goonies.
The name Never Say
Goonies,
Die.
Never
It was
Say Die.
inspired by the famous racehorse of the same name. So it was following a traumatic birth. that was revived with a shot of whiskey. And 3 years later, at odds of 33-1, Never Say Die became the first American-born horse in 70 years to win the Epsom Derby in front of 250,000 spectators, which included Queen Elizabeth II and Sir Winston Churchill.
Wow.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
really
Now that is cool.
Yeah, that is
That's
cool.
So the bourbon born in America, that horse born in America, that makes sense. That's a nice tie-in.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I get why they're wanting to do a whiskey that was made, that's in America, Asian America, and then finished there. I totally get why they're wanting to do that in America.
But there's still no such
That
thing as
whiskey.
English bourbon.
My only issue is the name. English style bourbon, totally fine. English
Is that
bourbon,
the
I
sort
have
of
an
thing
issue
that you say to a woman?
with. Is
Because
There
even
it
if they wanted to say American style whiskey, I don't think Londoners or English people would be excited about American style. They'd be like, "Oh, it's rubbish, it's trash." So they wouldn't be excited. So I get them not marketing it as American style
That's true.
as they could and should.
But
But
Right.
They would
I
also,
sort of get that.
just like you're saying, McNew, they would have to say American style whiskey, not American style bourbon, because
Yeah,
that's
they
the
couldn't say
same thing.
they would have to say whiskey.
That's like saying, grammatically incorrect. No, just say ungrammatical. It's
because
different.
if they believe that they have enough of it of this process to qualify as made in America, which I believe they might have some issue with because they are finishing some of the aging in England. So I'm
Mhm.
arguing that they have some
No.
issue here about being made
But
in
there's
America.
no limits on aging. You could literally put it in something oak for a minute and call it bourbon. There's no limits on aging.
That's
This
true.
is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
So
Where's it bottled?
England. Yeah,
It's
they're not gonna
bottled in
ship it
England
back.
as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the which we really should nail that down on the whole bourbon. We should address that in the legislature.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to go
Let's
after,
sue
we have to go
England.
after Wilderness Trail, I guess. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're part
But,
of the
Well, then,
yeah,
I mean,
so
the
if
next
they would just
iterations
add
of
the-
this is going to be Spanish bourbon and German bourbon and Swedish bourbon and
Mm-mm.
The
right.
word style just makes me feel so much happier. I don't like just the word. Ugh.
Right.
yeah.
I feel like someone needs to go after it and stop this because if we did the same thing, we bought some barrels of scotch, brought it over here, and then finished aging it and called it American Scotch, the Scots would sue us for sure. For
They
sure.
would be very upset. Very
Oh
angry.
yeah, they wouldn't go for that. Yeah.
Do you think the attorney general will listen to us? Should we
Yeah,
send
I
our
think he's a
emails now?
regular listener
But
to the show. He or she, I don't
do-
even know who the
I do
attorney
have to
general
say,
is.
I like when Scotsmen go on rants, so I would like to hear one yell at us. So
You would like to hear a Scotsman yell at you. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. They get so passionate. They use a lot of cuss words. I think it's funny. I want to hear them yell at us.
Yeah. Be like Mike Myers from as Fat Bastard is what you're thinking of yelling like that. Mr. English Colonel telling me to lose weight. Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. There it is. What do you guys think?
Soggy Bash bourbon. That's still way better.
Soggy Batch. That's what they need to call
I'm
it.
just
Soggy Bash
thinking about
bourbon.
Fat
That's
Bastard.
It's just
Oh.
it rolls off the tongue better. It's
Soggy Bash.
Soggy Batch bourbon. All right.
also, Steve, have you put in your inquiry, or as their website says, inquiry yet for ABV Barrel Shop
Ooh.
to order some?
Oh.
Because
Oh,
honestly, it kind of sounds fantastic from what I read. So even though
Okay.
I'm kind of mad at the name, if you could put in an inquiry with an E,
yes.
that'd be great.
Mhm.
So they're willing to sell it. So maybe I will. I do know a guy
There
who
you go.
imports spirits, and he's always said if you ever
Ooh.
find something that you want to pull into the country, maybe some of that.
They're on their
There it
website.
is.
There is a link for inquiries.
Inquiries. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll try it
And
out.
you could put a thing in there if you want. Of also side idea. Consider the name Soggy Batch Bourbon.
Yeah.
We just think your whole country is soggy. It's not an offense. It's just an
Just, you know,
opinion.
All right.
Even
I'm
if
going to
they
try to
like
get.
the
I'm going to try
insult.
to get some. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then we'll see if Katie will buy it or not.
I will.
Okay. All right.
It came on the ocean. Oceans excite me.
Okay. All right. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. We'll start with Katie. Katie, where can people find you?
You can find me on the ocean and over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
All right, Lori.
You can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Spirited Curves.
All right, Ryan.
Our website is 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.com. Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey.
All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got the company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out because everything that we do is out there. We put all our events. We got our shop out there. So much more. abvnetwork.com. Over 3,000 shows for you to listen to. So put in a plug for that. And of course, come by and see us. We're at the ABV Barrel Shop. We're probably going to be carrying this English bourbon very soon. So check us out at abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.